So I never gave a political designation to Aiden Paladin, except that she's does science. It's like um psych psychological, like, what's it called, psychology and sociology or whatever, if that's a bullshit word. Psychology. um she was talking about dark empathy, which is like, why do people risk their personal safety to causes that they don't belong to. um and then I was looking at Karlin again, Borisenko, that she gets kind of like, it's funny because her enemies are supposed to be sticking it to her, you know what I mean, stick it to them, like doing things to agitate us and make us like, oh, those, but she's more like cheering them on because they enrich her, and so like, I think this one guy, Marcato or whatever, wanted to quit or some shit like that because he was starting to get trolled, and had to like pick himself up and get back out there, which was funny. um the other day she was making fun of a black socialist for a reason that I looked at it, was like, why are you tripping? Like, she was talking about his afro. It's like, his afro is not, nothing wrong with his afro, like, you know what I mean, like pick on something, but like for no reason, like what the fuck is wrong with his afro? Like, his politics might be shit, but his afro is okay. So I was a little bit irked. And then today she was like back on, and there was some Black Panthers, and she was like, oh, I want to see like the sisters with the afros and everything, and because I think that's cool. And it was like, um I don't really want to, because that's dark empathy. Why does Black Panthers have anything to do with deporting illegal aliens and Somalians? Like, they're low IQ and big biscuit light bulb head and everything. Like Black Panthers are Black Americans. Those are not, those are like, anyway. So it's like, they think that they have the same cause, and they kind of don't. It's kind of dark empathy. So maybe it's a good thing that she gets a ruse to those, because those are like, quasi like new Black Panther Party. I don't really vibe with their message anyway. Like, I'm too smart to fall for that shit. But so egging them on is like actually a good thing, right? Because they'll want to quit. They'll be like, they'll question what they're fucking doing with these spastic white people. And at first I'm thinking, like, you're like, you keep like maybe catering to your fans or something, and people are going to get the impression that, fascism is racist again, like, why are we doing this, and is that the whole thing? I wanted to say anyway? Like, she like goes on about how she doesn't like hip-hop or something. Like, okay, like, fine, a lot of people don't like hip-hop, a lot of Black people don't like hip-hop. Like, what the fuck is it? Like, are you just listening to yourself talk? You just like hearing yourself say it over and over and over again, and think that's cool, and then you smirk, and it's lame. And but if dark empathy is at play, then it's like kind of like setting backburns. You trying to fight fire with fire, and it makes sense. You can do it. You're not disallowed to do it because you're white or something. Like, go ahead, whatever the fuck. But it's like, why does she keep, like, is it entertainment? Like, aren't you supposed to be getting the message to people? Because they just hate it when you tell them for some reason. But I don't give a fuck if somebody hates something if you tell them if it's true. because I never thought about dark empathy. Like, they don't have all that much will to follow through, you know, but there's enough to where if they get in a situation where they bite off more than they can chew, then they can be the fodder for this, like, and I think the feminists have a white male warlock who's smart enough to know that as soon as they throw off the identity politics, that that's their cue, you know, and they know that it feeds right back into their hand. Is anybody smart enough to see this shit? Because Carlin thinks that she's the smartest person in the whole goddamn world. I mean, Aiden Paladin is pretty fucking smart. I don't know if you want to say that. Oh no, she said that she's smarter than any black person, and it's kind of like a birthright thing. And I was like, does that have anything to do with fascism, or is this like some of that reverse psychology, fighting fire with fire? And you have a good reason to do this because you're actually kind of like as far as you're making money off of this situation, you're also the only way to really deflate their enthusiasm to be part of a political group that you don't belong to. So it's actually like a good thing, right? It's like, you know, I mean, I think Julian Brown is probably the smartest person in the whole world. Like, how is this girly girl with her little backpacks and shit, like, remember little backpacks, but she likes purses, okay? How is this chunky little girly girl with these little bags and shit smarter? But, you know, it doesn't comport. Like, one type of smart or one type of intelligence is a different type of intelligence from the next to the next to the next, and you can't really measure intelligence where it doesn't comport. You know, it's like IQ test is nothing but a fucking literacy test. So if you don't pass the IQ test, doesn't mean you're not intelligent. It means that you don't have you don't have a background in the same literacy tests, you know, which is like, you know, you can still be really intelligent anyway. It's not a perfect science, just like polygraph test. But I mean, in a way, I'm smarter because I'll put my own I'll put aside my my cognitive dissonance in order to get some information, because in order to change your mind about something, you go through a little cognitive dissonance. People that are in your peers will try to have your back in a way, and it's not a good way of having my back. It's like you're telling me I'm kissing up to this chunky, you know, this chunky white girl or something like that, and I don't know why you're, you know, like, but she does have something that people need to realize, like, because all of the conservative that are making you know, any revenue, it's like they're protecting their revenue, so they keep making a conscious decision to restate the same error, you know, and they're like being bullheaded about it, because they'll keep like insisting that Democrats are the ones that are behind these like riots and shit. Like, how are they not Democrats? Don't you see what they're doing? They're doing all this and they're doing all that, but that has nothing to say about whether or not they're Democrats. You're just reiterating what they're doing. And I'm like, it's like you're gonna end up with a wrong kind of dark empathy and do something stupid for, like, should I go out and like antagonize the crowds and shit? Like, you don't want to be doing that because it's, you know, like, but you think that it's helping because you think that the left can't meme, and we're it's like you're putting your body on the line, like Cam Higby and what's the other guy, Nick Shirley. I mean, they're getting paid enough to want to do it though. So I'm not saying, they say that the left is getting paid by Soros, or so they say they're getting paid, like they're paid protesters, and they keep saying it over because they know that Carolyn's on that shit. Carlin, she's on that shit. She's gonna eat their lunch, and they're protecting their revenue by telling their audience the same lies over and over again. Even if at first it wasn't a lie because that's what you really thought. So they kind of want to act like she's no big deal. She doesn't really exist or anything. But she's showed up on CNN and InfoWars and shit like that. They would be like, damn, like, you know. But then again, you know, like, is it really about whether or not, like, Joe Rogan invited you or not? Like, Andrew Wilson was on Joe Rogan. Good for him. That's fine, you know. I was getting peeved because she keeps calling him a big pussy. Because they say that the left doesn't have a job and stuff like that. And it's like, and we like to think those things are true and everything, and people send the super chats, you know, like Medicare. Okay, Medicare is probably somebody who should review what Carlin, because Medicare is funny, he's entertaining, and he doesn't have to go the way of the dodo because he's being like thick-headed or something like that. Maybe he still believes that stuff, but once you know, then if you continue to act like something isn't true that's true, or something is true that isn't true, then people could start to notice that, oh, okay, you know, is it like pandering? There's like, it is pandering because, you know, like pimping and pandering is like a crime. But continuing to misinform your audience is pandering. And she's not pandering by annoying me. And I'm not kissing up to her by agreeing with her or believing in her or supporting her. It's just shit. Like, people think that they're like, okay, she doesn't like hip hop. That's not particularly a white thing. I think what that is like, some people may try to escape, go on a vacation, get away, you know, for a while, and then they get to like somewhere and where they're like forced to listen to rap. And you can't really escape. Like, it's in you go camping, some of the other campers are just blasting rap. Like, we thought we were getting away, we didn't get away from shit. And that's cool if you don't like rap. I mean, it didn't really, I like hip hop. I think rap is a government conspiracy, but I still secretly like rap. And then, of course, my thing is reggae. I would have been ticked off if she says something about reggae, but I know she's capable of it because she wants to irk or irritate. But I don't see any reggae people getting caught up in, other than the Sharps, who's somewhat like they're the beginning of the new far left socialist groups that started in Minneapolis, is like from the Sharps. But I mean, if people who know that that the skinheads didn't need Sharps, because they already endorsed really good music before. The Sharps music was really poppy and mainstream, and it sucked. So why has there to be skinheads against racial prejudice when skinheads in the beginning were not racist at all? I mean, there was more like white kids listening to hip hop. Now they're like, you know, that really started in France and the Swiss Alps, were the first West Indians migrated to, and they kind of took over the world with the reggae music. The England copied kind of the Lederhosen style. Like, they had these little hats that conformed to the shape of their head with a tiny little, like a thin bill, but it was kind of a dress suit. It was like it was like dressing like a businessman or something, and the British copied it with their suspenders, and it's like it's not a bad copy. It's an emulation. It's like an okay thing. You know what I mean? The skinheads that people are thinking about as racist is like more of the prison gang set that admired the unity of those groups. So they just wanted to recreate the unity in their social prison gang or something like that. And they will try to irk, like black people because they want their own like separate shit. And they want people to see that this shit over here is white and this is what we like and we don't like that. And Carolyn was like, oh, I'll probably hang out with them. I was like, don't do that. I mean, I don't think you would really want to hang out with those kind of skinheads. They don't seem to carry her message. That would be like dark empathy. All right, that's it. I don't even know why I started. I thought I was going to make a conclusion or something, but I'm just pointing out shit, man. Okay. I mean, I have to because like it's always this like controverted like, are you being edgy or do you really think that? And if you don't want to give me the credit for actually believing the things that I seen or observed, then that would be annoying and you wouldn't be helping me. And it's like that. Like a lot of those far left, I think that they're doing this for black people or doing it for you to stand and they got your back and shit. You don't not have my fucking back. You do not have my fucking back. That is some stupid ass shit. Like, you're just acting out because you got a lot of dummies to exhibit dark empathy, and you're going to co-opt them and use that energy. They're like cannon fodder. They're like a source of disruption that you can direct it and guide it and everything for your white warlock, for your feminist white male warlock that's going to come in after, because you know that they want to see like the lesbian sister get put in power and jobs and and high in government, but it's just going to get usurped by a white male because it's a curse. You're walking around in a curse. It's like you're saying revolution, but you're going all the way back to the very beginning point.